up, guys? I'm Kel, Red Zone Rogue, and welcome to another Force of Will Reiya Cluster Starter deck spoiler video. Yeah, there we go. Got it all in one take. Let's just keep going. So let's just kick it off with the new ruler slash J-ruler, Shayla. Yeah, just Shayla. She's a ruler mermaid. She looks really cute. I dig the art. She has a judgment of 2 water and 1 of any. She has energize. She says, the weather is rain during your turn. And so that is her mechanic. That is the mechanic for this deck. And I think it's a really weird mechanic, but I actually like it quite a bit. Turns out a lot of these rain cards are actually pretty powerful, and you know, I'm going to be pretty excited to go over them in a second. And she also has an ability. You can rest it, search your deck for a card named Weather Change Rain. So there's like weather change, you know, rain, which makes me think there's going to be different weather later on. And it says reveal it, put it in your hand, shuffle your deck. It also has more wingdings. All in all, I think this is kind of interesting. She lets you search your deck for, you know, whatever the mechanic is. She makes the weather rain during your turn, and she's got the wingdings. I think she's kind of cool. She's one of the more interesting ones so far. Now let's swap over to her J-ruler side. This is Shayla, the mermaid princess. She's a 1,000, 1,200 ruler, or J-ruler mermaid. The weather is rain. Just straight up, the weather is rain. All the time. Rain, rain, all the time. Sounds like she's in Oregon. And it says, when this card enters the field, draw a card. And that's all she does. And, well, I mean, that's not all she does. She's also got the wingdings. But, yeah. So her J-ruler side seems a little bit weaker than the ruler side, which is okay. I mean, she can be a more ruler-focused ruler, which is fine. I should also note that this is a full art version. This was the one that was posted on the main Force website. I have no idea why this is full art and the other side is not full art. I don't know if they were posting full arts when they shouldn't have been posting full arts, if you know what I mean, but I don't know. I dig it. If you know what's up with this, please let me know in the comments, because there's going to be some more random full arts as we talk about the cards coming up. And the cards coming up, we got Shoal, Coral Stone. So this is her special magic stone. It says treat this card as a water magic stone. You can rest it to produce 1 water. It's got this like weird demon mermaid thing in the background. It says banish this card. The weather is rain until end of turn. So once again, weather is rain until end of turn. However good that is determines how good the rain mechanic is. And I think the rain mechanic's actually pretty good. So let's go on to the next card. We have Weather Change Rain. So this is the Weather Change Rain that we saw earlier. It's just 1 water. It is a chant with quick cast. And it says the weather is rain until end of turn. Draw a card. So it's kind of like a cantrip. Replaces itself and it makes the weather into rain. That's pretty simple. I mean, I like to point out that the art is fantastic, really, really colorful, and you know, I dig it quite a bit. But other than that, I mean, it's a pretty straightforward card. Next up, we have Angelic Voice Mermaid. She's a 300/300 for 1 water. When this card enters the field, draw a card if the weather is rain. That is so good. I mean, if the weather is rain, you just draw a card. And since your J-ruler, or your ruler, Shayla, says it's rain during your turn all the time, you always get to draw a card. So this is a 300/300 for 1. And when it comes into play, you draw a card. That's super good. I mean, that's really, really good in the Shayla deck. So yeah, I dig it quite a bit. And let's go move over to another card similar to this one. It is the Princess Shayla's Attendant. She's a 300/300 for 1 water, and it says this card gains +200/+200 as long as the weather is rain. So she's basically a 500/500 for 1 water in a Shayla deck. That is ridiculous. So like I said, I think the rain mechanic is actually pretty good. You're gonna want it to be rain all the time. You're gonna make it rain. I apologize for that, but anyway, I do think it's actually a really good mechanic. So moving on to the next card, we have Pico, or Pecco, the Wise Dolphin. And holy fuck, this guy, just look at the art. He looks ridiculous. He's got like fucking jingle bells, and they're connected to his monocle. He's got jingle bell monocles. Anyway, he's a 600/600 for 2 water. He is a dolphin. This card gains flying as long as the weather is rain. Pretty simple. 600/600 for, you know, for flying for 2. That's okay. I mean, that's all he does. I don't know why he's a super rare. There are other cards that do this and more, but you know, I think he's all right. Next up, we have the Giant Sea Jelly. It is a 500/500, and it says this card gains +200/+200 as long as the weather is rain. You can see a returning theme here. So he's a 700/700 for 2. That's pretty good. That's actually pretty good. Once again, I guess the trick is going to be trying to make it rain during your opponent's turn. God, I can't get around just saying make it rain. But yeah, you gotta make it rain during your opponent's turn if you want to block with this. But other than that, it means he's a 700/700 all the time on your turn. That seems pretty decent. Next up, we have the Aqua Rifle Mermaid. And this is pretty cool. I mean, the art, once again, I talk about the art a lot, but the art looks really good. It's a 700 for 2 water and 1 of any. She's a mermaid. When this card enters the field, rest target resonator. If the weather is rain, return it to its owner's hand instead. And once again, you know, you're playing this on your turn because you're playing Shayla. You're always going to return it to the owner's hand. So, you know, pretty good. 700, bounces a dude. That's an alright card. Next up, we have the White Whale. We got good old Moby Dick here. He's a 1000 for 2 and a blue. That is super good stats. And it just says, this card cannot attack or block unless the weather is rain. So basically, you can always attack if you're playing with Shayla, and you can only block if the weather is rain on your opponent's turn. This is super good. This starter deck is actually very powerful. I think this is probably the strongest starter deck so far. And let's move on to the next card. We have the Wave Rider Mermaid. Once again, fantastic artwork. She's a 1000 for 3 water and 1 of any. She says, this card gains +200 and flying as long as the weather is rain. And you can pay 2 water and rest target resonator. Play this ability only if the weather is rain. So once again, you want to make it rain. If you make it rain, she's a 1200 with flying. So basically on your turn, she's always going to be a 1200 with flying for 4. That is super good. And she can rest other dudes. Also, super good. This water deck is actually quite aggressive. Like probably the most aggressive water I've ever seen. I think it's more aggressive than the fire deck, in all honesty. But yeah, I like it quite a bit. This is going to be, so far, this is my favorite deck, like hands down. I've not seen the darkness one and the wind one yet, obviously, but I'm liking this quite a bit. So next up we have Cleansing Rain. So it is a chant, quick cast for 1 of any and 1 water, and it says return target resonator to its owner's hand. If the weather is rain, put it on top of its owner's deck instead. So it's kind of like a bounce spell. You can bounce a dude to your opponent's hand, and then if it's raining, then it goes to the top of a deck. That is a really good ability. It deprives them of an entire draw, and it removes the resonator. So very, very good. I think this card is quite good. I was gonna say quite a bit good, but that doesn't make any fucking sense. But it is quite good, especially for the Shayla deck. Well, only in the Shayla deck, I suppose. And now we have Stormbolt. So it has 1 of any and 1 water, and man, look at the art. Look at the crying dragon. It is totally crying. He's a little tear coming out of his eye. Anyway, I like this one quite a bit as well. It says, choose 1. If the weather is rain, you may choose up to 3. And once again, it's just a chant. And so you can't quick cast it, so you're always going to choose 3 if Shayla is your ruler. And it says, draw a card or prevent all damage will be dealt by target J Resonator until end of turn, or rest target J Resonator. That is super good. You can like lock down 2 guys and draw a card. You can lock down 1 guy and draw a card. It is really good. I like this card, once again, quite a bit. I know I keep saying this, I'm like a broken record, but I think the water starter deck is actually quite powerful. Way better than the other 2. Well, I think the fire deck is pretty good too, but way better than the light deck at least. And the final card for today is just the Water Magic Stone with the really sweet art by this really sweet artist who's doing all of the stones for the starter decks. Once again, it's like full art for some reason. No idea why. Let me know in the comments below if you know why some of these are full art and why some are not. I missed the memo. I don't know if they like posted them on accident or if these are like secret bonus cards you can get in starter decks or something, but yeah, let me know in the comments below. So there you guys have it. That is the starter deck with Shayla. I think this deck is sweet. So far, if I had to just pick one deck, hands down, I would pick this water deck. I think it is awesome. The art is fantastic. The cards are fantastic. It hits all the right spots. It's even weird. It has this weird rain mechanic, which I think is really cool too. The only caveat I have here is like, remember when it is raining and when it is not raining, there should be like some token or like maybe just grab an umbrella and just fucking put it on the table. Like, yo, it's raining. Or actually like throw cash on the table, literally make it rain. I guess that's not what literally means. That would be actually water coming from the sky, but you know what I mean. Anyway, guys, those are my thoughts on the water starter deck. If you liked the video, then leave a like, comment, subscribe. All that shit really helps, and I appreciate it oh so much. Tell me your thoughts on this starter deck. Is it as good as I think it is? Or do you think it's as good as I think it is? Maybe you don't, maybe you do, and yeah. I hope to see you guys next time. Have a good one all, and I'll see you later.